Hey everyone, Coin Collector here, and today we're going to be taking a look at an Edward I silver hammered penny. As some of you may already know, Edward I is my favourite English king, and he reigned from 1272 until 1307. His main achievement was the conquering of Wales, in which he killed Llywelyn the Last, emphasis on the last, who claimed to be Prince of Wales. He effectively integrated it into the Kingdom of England. He was also known as Malus Scotorum, Hammer of the Scots, due to his numerous wars in Scotland, as he tried to integrate the Kingdom of Scotland into England in the same way as he did Wales. However, he failed in this aim of his. Anyway, onto the coin itself. So, Edward I silver hammered pennies are sort of the benchmark of the English penny. There's quite a lot of them, and often they're in quite good condition, so they're very nice to collect. They contain, depending on the condition of the coin, roughly between 1.2 grams and 1.4 grams of silver. This one in my hand weighs 1.35 grams because it is mostly complete with a little bit of wear around the edges and obviously a bit of wear on each side. Diameter of the coin is 19 millimeters, roughly 20 if it was completely full, and the condition on this coin is very fine. So let's start on the obverse side. Start off with the portrait of the king himself. This is a portrait of Edward I, and as you can see, the portrait varies depending on what kind of class. The class is the basically a way of telling when the coin was minted, because the designs differed throughout the locations in the country and throughout the time period as the designs changed. So this coin is from the class 2B, and its distinctive features on the king's face are the fact that the king's face is actually quite narrow here and long, and the crown, which you can hopefully make out, is actually quite thin. Some others is much thicker. Also, the ornaments between the two main parts of the crown are in the shape of spearheads, which I think you can make out if it focuses. And then the other features which help determine that are on the inscriptions around the edge, which we'll come to in a moment. So obviously the king's portrait is encompassed within a circle in the middle, and then at the top you've got this cross bataille, which is basically just a cross, but it's embodied in Christian symbolism, mainly due to the fact that lots of Christian groups have used it throughout time, and most notably perhaps the Knights Templar. And then, so on the inscription you've got EDW for Edward, shortened obviously. R stands for Rex, which in Latin means king, so you've got King Edward. Then you got ANGL, Angle, of England, shortened again. DNS for Lord, and then HYB for Hibernia, or Ireland. So the inscription around the edge reads Edward, King of England, Lord of Ireland. Because although he didn't control the entirety of Ireland, he controlled Ireland through a variety of barons which were effectively loyal to him in the kingdom at the time, and Ireland was a bit like the Wild West of Europe at the times. Constant wars being fought between minor barons, effectively, some loyal to the English king, which obviously he was. The other most notable finding on this side is that the letter N, so you've got AN here, the line joining the two sides of the N is actually the reversed. It's called reverse barred, and that's actually the opposite way of doing it. So normally if you're doing capital N, you draw your lines, and then you go from the left one to the right. Here, hopefully you can see it goes from right to left, so that helps identify it as a class 2B as well. If we turn the coin over, we've got the classic long cross penny design. So it's called a long cross because the cross stretches right to the edge of the coins, unlike the short cross pennies where the cross only stretched to the middle roughly. Then you've got the classic 3 dots in each segment. It symbolises lots of things, not to mention the Holy Trinity, 3 kingdoms, etc. And then you've got the inscription around the edge, which is obviously in Latin, like the obverse. Villa for town in Latin. And then Bristoli, Bristollie, Bristollie. So obviously town of Bristol, because it didn't have a cathedral then. Bristol back then was an important city, a big city built on trade and commerce, and as such it had earned effectively the right to mint its own coins. So this coin was clearly minted in Bristol. The fact that it's class 2B means we can date it even more precisely, and we can tell this coin was actually produced in 1280, so 8 years into his reign. I'd highly recommend getting any silver English hammer coin, but Edward I pennies you can't really go wrong with. They are standard, beautiful design, lots of history in the inscriptions. They're also in great condition for coins that are 800 years old, and you can try and collect all the different classes or all the different mints, and I'll hopefully be making more videos on some other different class coins or from different mints of my Edward I pennies in the future. So if you like the video, remember to please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave any questions you have about silver hammer coins down below, and feel free to watch some of my other videos that I'll put up here.